In this problem, they give us that these graphs meet at 4 points, and they're the 4 corners of a rectangle. So we want to figure out what is the area of that rectangle. Now, we don't need to graph this, because what we want to do is we want to figure out where do these two graphs cross each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this equation, xy equals 10, and solve for y. So y equals 10 over x. I'm then going to substitute this into this other equation. So we have x squared plus, and instead of y, we're going to put 10 over x, quantity squared equals 101. Now we'll square this out. So we have x squared plus 100 over x squared equals 101. Now, what we'll do is we have a rational equation here, and we're going to multiply everything by x squared. So this becomes x to the 4th plus 100 equals 101x squared. And so I'm going to subtract the 101x squared to the other side. So minus 101x squared plus 100 equals 0. Now what this is actually a quadratic. How is that? Well, I'm going to let y stand in for x squared. Now x to the 4th is really x squared squared. So this becomes y squared, and this becomes y plus 100 equals 0. Now this we can factor. We can factor this as y minus 100 and y minus 1. So that means y equals 100 and y equals 1. So when we substitute x squared back in place, x squared equals 100 and x squared equals 1. So that means x is going to be either positive or negative 100, and x could be positive or negative 1. So if x is 100, then y is 1/10. And if x is negative 100, then y is negative 1/10. And then if x is 1, then y is 10. Whoops, I forgot. There shouldn't be a 10 there. It should be just 10. So this should just be 1 and 1. So then if x is negative 1, y is negative 10. Forgot to take the square root there. All right. So our 4 points of our rectangle are located at 10, 1, negative 10, negative 1, 1, 10, and negative 1, negative 10 down here. So what this gives us is this gives us our rectangle. And so we want to figure out what is the area of this rectangle. And the easy way to do this is to remember that the rectangle is the length of the base times the height. So what we have to do is we have to figure out what is the distance between these 2 points and what is the distance between these 2 points. So this point right here is at 10, 1. This point here is at 1, 10. So if we treat this like 2 sides of a right triangle, this length is 9, this length is 9, so this length is 9 square root of 2. I can do the same over here. This length is negative 1, negative 10. So this length is 11, and this length is 11. So using Pythagorean theorem, this length is 11 square root of 2. And so that means our area is 9 square root of 2 times 11 square root of 2 Now the square root of 2's combine, so we have 9 times 11 times 2, which is 198. And so there is our area, and we're done.